Alright, so if you're here, let me know. If you're new to this, drop a comment and we'll pick it up and we'll say hello to you live on air. So first things first, let's I'll just check anything that's going on. Right. Hey Chris, how you doing? We're going. Hi Paul, how you doing? Tiago, good to see you. James, good morning to you, sir. Right, so first things first, we are doing the custom colour, and it is a bit of a colour match. Excuse me, I'll just turn that down. There we go. It's a colour match. It's a Guggen colour match. They call it something. I can't remember what it is, but it's copper penny. So I've got a print out of it. It's pretty much a blue craw, which is a highlighted base with blue highlights, and it's also sort of a green pumpkin top with copper. So any colour that's got penny in the name is normally copper glitter, and this has got black 1mm and copper 1mm. However, I'm going to put a little bit of a twist on it. So let's go with it. Okay, so first of all, we've got our plasticell all measured out. I heat this as we go, so I'll add what I know is going to make the base, but I just want to get the top colour right as well. So I'll heat that clear and then add colour later on. But to do the base, we're going to use some blue highlight. Here we are. Ryan, how you doing? Hopefully you'll get at least half hour of this on your lunch break. John, good to see you. Bradley, yes, this is yours. This is yours. So we'll get going. Everyone, just make sure that the microphone's picking up all right. You can hear me okay, and it all looks pretty good to go. Right, so this stuff is a highlight powder. Less is more. However, looking at this, it's actually quite a thick highlighted base. So that's going to go in. You've got to put this in before you heat up. If you put it in after, it will never blend. And one thing, because I've got the vacuum chamber, I can use a little whisk, and that really gets that powder in there. But I wouldn't do this if I didn't have a vacuum chamber. Right. Now that's going to be quite thick on its own, but once we get to heating it, I'll probably add some white to it as well. So into trusty old Pinky and Perky, 100mm, 800 watt microwave, so it's 2 minutes straight off, and then we give it another bash later. So who have we got in? Damien, wow, not seen you online for ages. I take it no more Facebook bans for you? Oh, cup of coffee. So while we're waiting for that to heat up, again, it's all going to be live. I've got the mould already set up here. We're going to be shooting it, demoulding it, and see how it goes. No clever editing, nothing else, just as we go. Hey Gaz, how you doing? Right, just to recap, we're going to be making a custom colour straight off, which is requested by Bradley. He wanted to do a Guggen Bates colour. I can't remember what it's called. It's a penny. It's almost like a white pearl bottom, or blue highlighted white pearl bottom with a green pumpkin top with copper and black glitter. So it's pretty much something special, but with a bit of white added into the bottom. Hey Tiago, yeah, it's a good old mug, and the good lady made me a nice coffee, because it's a bit cold out here, not going to lie to you, it is cold. Hey Wayne, how you doing? Good to see you. Hey Chris, oh that pike was guesstimated at about £14, maybe, give or take. It was heavy, it was full. It wasn't a long fish per se, but it was a heavy fish. As I was there holding it, it was over 10. It's definitely over 10. Okay, first 2 minutes done. Like I said, I'm pretty happy with how the pearl comes out and how to make blue penny. Thank you, Bradley. It's blue penny. Pretty happy with how to do the bottom colour, but I just want to make sure that the top colour's right. What we've got? 17 people watching. If you're watching, you haven't said hello, stick a comment down, and good to see you. Unless, of course, you're meant to be working, then keep it subtle. A little bit nervous today. It is cold. Haven't heated up anything, so I've got the cold moulds, not such a bad thing, but I've got the cold injectors, so hopefully we'll get there. Grab my trusty glove, really important. So lots of people went fishing yesterday, I saw. There's loads of guys posting pictures. I think the water's cleared up. The water I fished yesterday, 2 days ago, it was like coffee. Yesterday, with Polaroids on, I can actually see about 2 foot, so that's good. Okay. So you should be able to see already that the pearl bottom is getting there. Still needs a bit of a stir just to keep it going. Not worried about temperatures at this time. I know that it's gone past 350, so we're good to go there. We'll just get that, just make sure that's in shot. Yeah, that's cool. Working hard, hardly working. Yeah, fair one. Let's have a. Okay, that's going to need a little bit extra. As I thought, the blue pearl highlight is going to need a smidge of white. You can just do it where you add lots of pearl, but that causes you problems later on because the viscosity changes as you add powder. So I'm going to add 3. Could go up to 5, but I don't think 5's going to need. There we go, that's coming through. It's coming through better. Taking on. Give it a bit more white. I'm not happy with that. That has scorched a little bit. So we'll put that to one side and we will make another. Where are we? Just using isopropyl alcohol to clean those out. Trouble with adding the powder, it can up that temperature just too much, so we went over the edge. Here's what it is. We'll go again. See, all live. Mistakes get made. It's all cool. What I'll do, I'll creep up on it this time. and because I know it's going to take some white to do it, we'll chuck 4 in at the start, and give it some zap. Again, if you're just tuning in, if you haven't got a degassing chamber, don't do this, you're going to add loads of bubbles to it. But as I do, it's okay. Oh, John, frozen solid. Yeah, there's a couple of waters down this way that haven't fared so well. Luckily, the water I was fishing, it was actually it was warmer than the air temperature. I'll give you that. Give that 1.5 minutes to start off with. Oh, Chris, that's awesome news. Chris, his water's dropping, so he can get out fishing, hopefully before the end of the season. Catch a few. Hey Ben, how you doing? That's cool. Morning Rob, how you doing? Yep, I'll do that, definitely do that. Right, coffee, so let's just wait for that to heat up. Uh-oh, things be happening. There we go. Cool. Just keeping up on the phone, just out of shot, so we can keep an eye on. Oh. Uh-oh. There we go. Right. I actually have a test tank just behind here. It's only a small tank, and it's what I did have before. Okay, so you might be able to see that. Don't know if you will. We were just short of 300 on there, setting up nice. So we'll catch that one warm. Right. Cool. Trying to keep going with the comments as we're going. So we're waiting for this to go. Like I said, so we are going to be doing a lure compatibility test. So I've dug through my old lures out in the shed, and I've got a few of different manufacturers, and we're going to put those in packets along with FFS lures and see if we get any melted messes or if you can store them all together. It's one of those really popular questions that I get. Okay, so we're pushing up a little bit. There we go, yep. So really quickly, we're coming up on temperature on this one. There we go. Right. So, try and keep this going, get this done. It's live. This is what I do every day. Sometimes it goes perfect, sometimes it doesn't. I'm hoping this is going to be one of those days where it is much better. Okay. There we go. We're up to 380 on there, which is a little bit hot, but we're with it. 350 on that one. Coming down. I'm going to add a bit more white to it. There we go. Coming on down. Got that blue shimmer. There we go. Cool. Right, let's get some green pumpkin brown in there. Let's not mess about. Let's get the big guns out. Colours I use, guys, is all colours from the US. Just because I can get them in this size. Not much more to say about that. Right. So just keep going. Right, so we're talking green pumpkin brown. Looking at this picture, it looks like it's quite a light mix, so we'll go for 1/2 ml in 100 of plastic. That will open up. It looks quite dark on there at the moment, but when it becomes a laminate, it will open up quite nicely. Just pop those back in. Yep, that's not too bad. Oh. Right, so is everyone still here? Everyone's still going? I'm not sure how this is going. Yep, okay, so 22 people still here. Hopefully we're still going good. Give that a little top. Right, let's get some glitter going in. So the colour doesn't have any in the bottom. So we'll see. I'm just looking, I might be able to do something a bit different with that. Because it's such a small lure, I'm going to go with a black mix. That will darken it a little bit. And there we go. It is 1 mil copper on their recipe, but I am going to have a bit of artistic license. I'm going to put some 0.4 in there as well. Now, it does appear to be quite loaded with glitter. So I think what I'm going to do is put those together. It's pretty good. Give that a little bit more time. I think I'm going to add a bit heavier on the copper. So we'll see how that works out. How are we doing on the comments? Jason, it's going to be the FFS that I'll be shooting. And yeah, it's going to be a bit of an FFS day, really. That's it's not a bad thing. As you can see, this is one of the reasons why custom colours are now only available in packs of 20. The amount of time that it takes to get them up and running is I just have to make it cost effective. Tad more copper. I think I need to offset that with a little bit more black, but I'll only go black 1 mil. So. Right. Yeah, that looks better. Okay. Not much more going on. We're looking good. Still going. There we go. Be careful with white. White scorches. White's a terrible colour to try and make consistently all the time. Remelts don't really go well with it. Just it burns quick. No matter what plastic you use, how you go about it, it will just burn quick. Right, I'm going to try and draw out that blue just a tad. With the smallest bit of black. May sound crazy. There we go. I think we're good to go. All right, let's get this in injector and get it going. Like I say, it's all cold. It may go right, it may go wrong. Spray up there, just get those tiny bits of the last custom colour out. There we go. couple of bubbles on the top of that one. Okay. It felt good. It's a very short sprue on this mould, so I need to keep topping up as we go, but because it's quite cold in here, it's freezing in here, that should go good. Just make sure it doesn't suck any air down into it. Okay. Whew. Just tidy the injector as we go. Right, so any questions or comments on what we're doing so far? Double camera action, Mark. Yep. After the attempt of getting back into doing the lives, and I really do like doing the lives. Makes the day go better. On the phone, I listened to it and I saw it back again, and it just needed extra. Audio wasn't so great, so we're on there. Morning, Liam. How you doing? Just going through the messages again. Oh, but yeah, you had a really good day on the finesse fry. Great to see you catch, and your first creature bait fish. That pike of mine yesterday, if you're on the Facebook group, I put it up there. Made the mistake, I put it on my private profile and basically just got called fat, so thanks for that. Yeah, that fish was caught on a beetle crawl, and it was a modified rig for me. It's not new. It's probably not new out there in the lure world. But what I did, I was talking to someone. I looked at the old link ledger that I used to use for chub fishing, and I modified it. So instead of having like a Carolina, so you've got a weightless beetle crawl at the end of the line, and then you've got the Carolina weight, but that weight here, the line from the lure comes in, and then the line there, and it always comes into here. So what I did, I took that pivot away and had a straight to the lure, and then a dropper, just a water knot dropper onto a 3 gram weight, and fished it as you would a Carolina, and it just went solid, and it just started digging in, and yeah, it was a great fight on 5 pound fluorocarbon. It was a great fight. Right then, let's get this demolded and see how it worked. Right then. Okay. Right, see, immediately I'm going to have to reshoot this because I haven't got 20 the same, and if I'm going to reshoot it, I may change things up a little bit, but I'm quite happy with that. Let's see. Okay. Okay, get some worm oil to release. Yeah, I'll definitely shoot these again. There's a couple which just bled through, and that's the problem with using a lot of pearl, is that the viscosity changes. So if you've got one side that's thicker than the other, normally you go by a bit of temperature, but you've also got to take into account the actual viscosity of the lure itself. Then, I mean, I'd fish that, 100%. But there's a couple of them where it's just bled through a little bit, and for those that know me, know my OCD doesn't allow that stuff out of the shop, so it will still fish, but just not quite good enough. Right, let's get this side down. There you are. Okay, how are we doing? Right, just seen a few comments come up, but I'll just finish this off first. Pretty boring TV to watch, I know. Tiago, will we have the same sort of colour pattern on the fries exactly as the FFS? No, unfortunately the fry mould that I have is it's only a single colour. So it's never going to do the laminate. It just can't. It can't do it. So that's why I've gone down trying to make the smoke colours. So you're getting a lot of depth to the lures. So using quite a transparent bait, using that black mix glitter to give it depth, and then the flash of colour. So whether it be ruby smoke or sapphire smoke, doing that. So we'll get there. It's another thing with FFS, it does take a long time to demold as well. Not sure if the camera's going to pick up this colour. Might do, might not. I'm actually quite happy with it. Although, so there we go. You can see where it's bled through there. So we'll have to redo that one. And it's a little bit too grey for me. So what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to reshoot it. Whether I do that now or at the end. In fact, we'll have a break from that, and we'll reshoot that at the end with a little bit of thought process going into it. Oh yeah, sorry guys, if I don't see a message, I'm not always going to see it. So one of the things that I'll get asked a hell of a lot is compatibility with other plastics. So when people want to store them in a tackle box, it's like, will it melt? Will the box melt? My plastic doesn't react with majority of boxes out on the market. So first off, I've delved into my old boxes, and we've got the Fox Micro Fry, and I'm going to see if that has any reaction to an Inbee in the trues. Make sure they're touching down at the bottom. So if we do get any reaction, it's going to happen. Okay, the next one, not very popular over in the UK, but Zoom. A Zoom tube going in with an FFS tube. I have stopped doing tubes because they're just not popular enough in the UK. Very labour intensive to make them, and so that's just part and parcel. Okay, the next one, some people still have, and they do use these a lot, the Eco Gear minnows, and they're great. So I'm going to pair him up with a little finesse fry in bubblegum. And what else we got? Lunker City, another good ones, and that's going to go in with a blaze orange finesse fluke. So they're in there. My old favourite, which was the Keytech Crazy Flapper, and these are going to go in with a beetle claw. And the one that everybody asks about, and I think we all know what's going to happen. And I'm sacrificing now, We got Z-Man TRD and an FFS. So, put those in. I'm guessing that's just going to be a gooey mess in a day or two. I'll leave him up the side. Leave these ones down the end, out of the way, so that when that melts, it won't be a horrible mess. And we'll look at those on next week's live stream. Right, so so the finesse fry hook size, hook sizes, as we all know, aren't especially universal at times. So what I recommend for girzers on the 50 fry, I'll just have a look off camera. Is a size 4 weedless hook in a 310. For whatever jig weight you use. The actual size that I use on the MH14 is a size 6. So actually, while we're here, there we go. That is my box of stuff. So I've got my cheb weights. This is a size 6 MH14. There we go. Hopefully that picks up nicely. My most popular that I use myself is a size 2 because that fits the FFS perfectly, and that's going to come in now. So that's my box of tricks. Perfect, watertight, goes everywhere. Okay, so any more questions coming through? Let's have a look. Not really showing up. My live stream on there is paused, which is crazy. Don't know why it does that. It's very frustrating. Come on here. Right, so next thing. So while we're waiting for that to do what it's meant to do and come through on the 5G, we'll get going. Okay. Yeah, that's why I didn't see loads of comments, because I was on the wrong Wi-Fi network. Andrew, nice. good to see you. James, it is an eBay special box. In fact, I got mine from AliExpress. There are links that people have put up. If anyone has got a link to this box, it is brilliant. I've got them in several sizes. I use this for my Cheb and my Texas and my worm weights and all my hooks in there. And then I've got a smaller box from a drop shot, Nico, and other random rigs. But yeah, it's really good box. Let's have a... Yeah, they are good boxes, I like them. Tiago, yeah, the finesse fry, yeah, if I do another finesse fry, I will make it so it has a top and a bottom colour. But I need to do some wizardry. Okay, so next thing we got is the lure spotlight, as it were. So one of my go-tos, and basically what the company is named after, is the FFS. So lots of guys ask, how do you rig it? Why do you rig it this way? When do you rig it this way? And I'll show you. So I've got two hook patterns that I use. So I've got the MH14 in a size 2. And again, the FFS has an air chamber. And what you don't want to do, you don't want to go into that air chamber with the hook. So here, you can feel it. The air chamber starts there. Okay, so if I'm using a size 1, unfortunately out of stock, very popular, still waiting on the hook stock coming through from Italy. Go through as you would any other EWG, and that's what's going to stop it from moving. Okay, and then you see right here is where the air chamber starts, and the hook is going to go through just below it. Because of the laws of physics, if you pierce that air chamber, the air that's stuck inside through pressure water will go through and come out, and you basically lose your air chamber. That's on a 3 gram tungsten Cheb. Obviously I don't go that heavy if I can help it. I mean, it seems weird. If I've got a bit of flow, or I need to get the cast out there, or I've got a lot of depth to the water, then I use 3 gram. If I'm going down the route of really finessey, and I don't want to get stuck in any bottom debris, then I go down to a 1 gram. Okay, and 1 gram is what I use a lot. Go as light as you can. So again, rigging up the size 2 MH14, you see I've designed it so that it all stays within that air chamber, or out of that air chamber. So the air chamber starts here, and the size 2 goes there. And again, teaching a lot of people to suck eggs, but there's a lot of guys that ask this question. So I've already measured it out, comes through, and there we go. So not perfect, but we're there. So that's 2 rigging options. Another one, if I've got one handy, is, oh, I might not have it. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. So here's a size 1 hook on a Ned head. So I'll just grab another FFS. These are the 3 colours I use, by the way. Is Contusion, Get Bit, and yeah, that one's knackered, so I use that one. Now, thing with the Ned, and a lot of Neds have this keeper, is as you go down, so I'm going to pop out just here, but what I do is I twist. So that's how it would come out normally, and that's how it would sit on the hook, but I twist the lure 90 degrees one way and then twist it back. That way you've got fresh plastic that it's pulling against. If you go there, it's torn plastic. See how it's moved already? Whereas if you go into fresh plastic, it's not moving. So, nice little tip there for you. Right, so that's that one. Ned or Cheb? I rarely fish the Ned nowadays because of the open hook. Because I find that so I go really light. If you go really light, you're not going to get weeded up so much. So you could use that, but you're still relying on that weight there. Whereas here, you've got a nice hinge where the bait can waft and move about. And I think the more movement you get on there as it's static, the better. You get that too with the Texas presentation on the worm weight. Just give yourself an extra, if you're going to use a stock, give yourself a little bit extra. And that's it. So, how do I fish the FFS? I just fish it slowly. So you want to be starting, wait for it to hit the bottom, and wait. Right, last night I had a zander on the drop. It basically just hit it, it never hit bottom, and all of a sudden it just started moving. So always pay attention when you do cast it out. Let it sit on the bottom. It will sit upright. It will do what it's meant to do. Then you got the choice. I like to either give it a little twitch on the rod, and that is it. So if I do that at my hand, my rod, being 7 foot long, has actually moved about a foot. So you want to give it, you got to really concentrate on how much you're moving the rod tip and how much far that's going. But even when you do that, if you think you're moving it 2 inches, you're probably going to be moving it about 6 as it comes up and settles again. And then just leave it. Or slow drag so it bumps on the bottom as soon as it comes along, and then it comes back up. That's when it's going to get bit. Or sometimes they just want it fast, and you've got a big bounce, then it hit, pause, big bounce, then it hit, and pause. So there we go. So that is, that's that. Yeah, terrible game show. Ned or Cheb, Ned or Cheb. Let's have a look, see. Right, so that's pretty much the live for today. I'm going to get back to it. I'm going to redo this colour for Bradley, even though, you know, it's not bad. It's not bad, but it's just not quite right for where I want it to be. I know a lot of people say, oh, send them to me, but no, they're I'd fish it, but as a colour match I can do better. If you do want to get in touch and you have to have, or you want to have a custom colour done, and it's not on the lure builder, so on the website you can go to the lure builder page and send me out what you want just in those colours. I can do that for you, or get in touch like Bradley did, either by messenger on the Facebook page or by the contact form. Contact form on the website's easier because I've got everything in one place, and that will then come through. We can discuss exactly what you want, whether it's a colour match or something similar, but I just want this tweaked, especially with a pearl bottom. If you want something different to what's actually on the lure builder, I can do it, but those I will be making on Tuesdays, so bear that in mind. And in fact, lure shooting days are on a Monday and they're on a Thursday. Post days are Tuesday and Friday. If you make an order for a custom colour at the weekend, I'll do that on a Tuesday. If you do a normal custom colour between Monday and now and Thursday, then I'll do that on the Thursday, and that's it. And then the Wednesday I'll get to tidy up, so it's all good. Drop shot retrieve, last one before we go. Drop shot retrieve, yeah, I do that. I just retrieve. That is, let it hit the bottom. Have it so you feel it on the rod tip. Drop the rod tip. Let that lure float down. bring it back up. It's going to come up. It's going to, and it pings. If you get it right and you get it there, it comes up to the top and it just stops dead. Often you'll get that. What I was having with the Fang, I was using Fang on the drop shot the other day, and what we've noticed is that they actually want to hit it on the stop off a fast retrieve. So it's like almost a full turn, fast turn of the handle, let it stop, get the bite. Other times it's just there. I don't really do that in the margins. I don't shake the rod at all. There's enough movement in the lures, in my opinion, that you don't really need to shake it. I've never caught a fish mid-shake. It's always been just after it stopped, just after it stopped moving, or as it stops moving is when I get the bites. So that's how I sort of drop shot. And I'm just drop shotting across the river, pitch it across the river, far bank, down the shelf, into the channel, bit more, wait, wind up slack, maybe dip it, put it up, move. So there's so many rules to the technique, so many different parts of the technique that it's difficult to say exactly what to do at exactly the same time. So yeah, that's that one. Chris, yeah, thank you very much for tuning in. So apparently the off batch of pearl, I've having 50mm finesse rice and black flake. If you don't want to spill them through, yeah, I'll send you a message after the live stream and we'll get something sorted, Bradley. But thank you for much for the order, and we'll get that done. So if you haven't, please head over to the YouTube channel, have a subscribe there, because as soon as it hits 1,000 subscribers, we can do some live streams from the bank. So it'll be, instead of me standing there going, that's how we fish, we can actually do it live. And hopefully not give away too many good spots. But thank you for tuning in. Really appreciate every single one of you. Brilliant, and I'll see you next week, probably with some gooey mess.